I was reading up something that putting your microphone right next to your mouth, you can cancel out all the noises on the outside. Um, I had one of those trolls telling me that they hear all these background noise. You know what? I had my microphone disconnected for some reason. I don't check these things. It's like I just turn the button on, play, and go. But I guess this is. This is something new for me, to me. Um, no, everybody here is. Everybody's been nice to me on. Except when I talk negative about XRP, but then I get dislikes or whatever. Um, Back in 1998, when the market crashed, I do remember that. And then there was another one in 2008. And this is where these stories, really, you new people, you got to pay attention to stuff like this because a lot of you have never experienced a real market crash. You've experienced ups and downs and dips and things like that. And crypto is like cryptocurrency is like you get a market crash every couple of weeks or so. um, but we had a huge stock. The stocks just went like down like crazy, and it's like what happened in 2021, I think it was, with the cryptocurrencies. Everything just started selling and going down like crazy. I mean, like crazy. Um, and look what happened. Look what happened. Bitcoin was. I think its high was 64,000. The highest it reached, and then it dipped down to like I don't know 45,000 in within a few weeks, and everything else just pretty much crashed. Well, not crashed, but went down quite a bit. Imagine if you would have just let it roll, and that's what that's the long term view that I have. For instance, you never saw Warren Buffett running out in the street yelling, "Oh my God! Everything that I do is negative. Everything that I do crashes." Yeah, it's gonna crash sooner or later. Most things, they're doing good and everything's going up, and then wham, the market just takes you. That's the way it is. That's the way it is. No conspiracy. There's nobody, manipulating them. There's a little manipulation going on, but not to that extent that people think that, uh, I don't want to be negative against, conspiracy theories, but that's where you people think that it's some heavy hand out there that the Illuminati brings everything down and they make money or something. It really doesn't work that way, but it might be to a certain degree, to a certain point, and some people have access to the mechanics of it when they want it to dip, and this thing with interest rates, manipulation, things like that. There's people that are in the inside that they're gonna know these things. People are terrible. They're not. People are dishonest. People are just dishonest. Human beings are dishonest. We try to eliminate that, but people are just terrible. But like I said, you don't have Warren Buffett running out in the streets screaming, "Oh my God, the markets are crashing. I'm selling everything. I'm selling Hathaway, and I'm gonna go and live in a shack in Montana or something, in in Oregon, in the wilderness." um, you guys that are new, do you never experience this? Um, okay, you guys that are new into cryptocurrency, you're gonna learn that this stuff just goes up and down like crazy, and you got to look at the big picture, the long term picture. you can't rely on going looking at your portfolio every day. Just don't do that. Uh, it's not healthy. It's not look at it. If you're a long term, for instance, all the short term investors, they're the ones jumping ship. They're the ones who wanted to become millionaires in a few months, and it hasn't happened yet. And a lot of us are thinking, yeah, we're gonna. When it comes back, it's gonna come back, and we're gonna make a lot. And I still think the same way. I was there. I was there. It's like I'm just waiting. Should I have sold? Thinking back, it's like I should have just left everything, um, and let it come back slowly. I never should have sold a long time ago when I first started with Bitcoin. I should never have sold it. I had something like 5 Bitcoins, and they were only worth like, I don't know, 3,000 at the time, 1,500. I can't remember what it was, but I had a lot of Bitcoin, and had I just kept it and just leave it alone, 10 years later, the same thing with gold. You buy it and leave it for 10, 20 years. 20 years, you're gonna have something, and it's the new hands, the new traders, the people that are in and out, scalpers, even the people that are in it for a day, for a week. They just want to make, and we're so used to, we're so used to working for a living, making $100 a week. If I can do this, I'm gonna make $100. If I can make $100, then I can turn it over and make $200 a year more. That's why a lot of people get into this high yield dividend stuff. You see my videos down below. How I feel about that. They're not gonna one market crash and they're gone. They're wiped out. Some of these guys are on margin and they're gonna be wiped out. And they're gonna be wiped out. That's the way it works. They've never experienced a crash. They've never experienced a crash. They've never invested long enough to experience a crash. And a lot of people make money. They make a lot of money, and then they throw it in the market, thinking that they're gonna double their. It's hard. It's hard to stay in the markets. Uh, the number one thing that happens is what happened today, what happened Friday and actually Thursday and Wednesday of last week. They give up. They give up quick and they let go. Um, I have learned that like I say, Warren Buffett, he stood out. He waited and waited. 5 years later, stocks are back the way they are, and they're even higher. He didn't sell. He didn't go around selling when it hit the bottom. He knows that these are ups and downs. If anything, he probably took advantage of the situation because he knew that right now when you have a huge dip, that's the time that you want to acquire assets. It shortens the amount of time that the wait until they reach a certain amount, double, triple, quadruple, or whatever. So buying on dips is like it pulls you in time ahead of the pack, basically, and that's what people don't understand. And unfortunately, we got some negative videos come out, and people take it too seriously. Perhaps they didn't understand the content of it. They didn't understand what the title of it was. They're just going from video to video like desperate. And these are the first people that are going to say, oh, well, you told us to buy. And it's like nobody ever said, you should buy. There are some people on YouTube, unfortunately, that are telling everybody else to buy now. And that the markets are ready to go up, and they don't know. They don't know. Uh, we can go sideways for another 6 months. Who's to say? We may go up. We may go down. We may go sideways. I mean, that's why I don't follow charts. That's why I don't follow. I look at the past, what's happened, and the probability of the future, but I'm not drawing little lines of what's going to happen. And I can see a trend happening. For instance, like let's see. Let me show you. Whoops. Uh, since I'm here, let's look at my account. 12,000. It's down 12,000. My gosh, 20%. Brother, can you spare a dime so I can buy me some coffee? uh, Look, okay, let's look at this chart. It's down today. Down here, okay, if you can see this, let's see if this is showing up. Yeah. Okay. Oopsie doo. Okay. There we go. Okay, right about here. Okay, you can see a trend, an upward trend developing. It's kind of like a little bit going sideways. Could it be that it may go up this way, sideways? Are we done, with this upward thing here that happened? This is it for the altcoins. You new people, you should know that I use this chart quite a bit. But I use it to rely on it. This is it only goes back like to 2023 over here. November, probably October of 2023. But it tells you, what the activity, what the trend seems to be. And right now, this trend is just, pretty much sideways. We're not. This is what I rely on these charts just to see if there's some hope of maybe this. I mean, I wish that I could have 2021 here, but it doesn't go back that far. But you can see that probably in 2021 you had the altcoin season at the top over here. This is a newer chart, so you can't see that. But looking at this, it just shows that there's a possibility of it going maybe up. Or are we kind of heading down for a little while, taking a breather, and then Bitcoin's going to come back? And, it's the thing is, it's alive. And, that's what I saw. That's what I saw back in the LTCN charts. They're moving it was the amount was high that LTCN went to, and we had that thing that happened in April. It was beautiful to see. I go, all right, we're taking off right now, and some people were predicting 6,000 times and 6,000%, and huge amounts. Now, I mean, who's to say that it's not gonna do that? It's gonna. The amount of money that has come in, it's almost double of the previous bull run, right? Who's to say that it cannot do what it did before? Okay. That's why I'm rolling. That's why we're waiting. And, I cannot say that it's going to be. We went last year. It did rise in April, really nice, in April, May, or whatever. How do we know? How do we know that we should have sold then, knowing that it was gonna dip this much? we didn't know, and a lot of us just we're waiting. We're just sitting here happily waiting. Sooner or later, when it happens, and I still feel. I not feel, but I still think that's what's going to happen. It's unfortunate that the people that bailed out. This is how people, do stupid things. They get panicky and they follow other people that are saying things that are not really mature things to say in the internet. Perhaps telling people to buy because we're gonna have a big rise, and if anything it goes the other way, and people rely, and they're really giving advice out there, even though they say they're not. They are. um, I'm not giving advice. This is what I'm doing. It's I just talk about what I'm doing to people. uh, you want to listen in on what I say and what I think and how I, my motive, my how I operate, my what's the word? Uh, I forget. Um, anyways, how I'm doing things. And, look in the channel. Every once in a while, I may have something good to say. I certainly, remember what I told you. It's remember when these markets crash, they always come back if there is a market, and there's a stock market. There, stocks are going to be around. Something that's not going to be around is probably the horse and buggies. From the 1900s, late 1800s. If you had stock in the so and so carriage company and they went bankrupt, well, that was they're not coming back. That was 100 years ago, and there are things that don't come back, sure. But this, look at it, and is it going to come back? There's no reason why they dropped except people panicking, and just look at the what people said in Ethan's channel. Just read that. It's what would he think? Ethan invests. Okay, he made a video. I think it was Saturday, and most of the comments were just like, these people are like, they're done. I mean, they're done, and then they weren't watching my videos earlier, and you gotta stick through it. Some people are like saying, they're so negative, and everything that they invest in and goes to crap and stuff like that. And no, that's not. No. You're backwards. You're completely backwards. You misunderstood something along the line. Time. It's like sometimes you gotta give it time. It's not only the only opportunity out there. There's opportunities that come up all the time, and sometimes the timing has got to be right. And we may be running into, we may have a big dip coming up. Maybe, but I'm surprised, even though Trump is talking about getting rid of the income tax. I don't know. Is he watching my channel or something? Some of the things that I say, it's like everything he says is like, he's doing. It's just that I would do it in a more harsher way. I would arrest everybody that has been pulling all these evil tricks on people. A free society does not get taxed. We're not free. We've never been free, actually. Every government needs to tax the hell out of people because they don't know how to run a government. Government could run without the need of income taxes, without the need of taxing the people. Well, what do you do? Tax the corporations? For between each other, we can tax them, a certain amount, but not the people. let the people run free. If they want to buy the product, they're going to have to do something to make it very attractive price-wise for us to buy their products. Corporations are the least ones that don't pay taxes. And America was made for you and I, right? No, it's not. It's made for the corporations and the governments. That's the way it turned out. We can turn it around if we really apply ourselves to it. Anyways, Trump talks about this eliminating income tax. That would spur a tremendous amount of capital movement. He talks about making cryptocurrency the capital of the world, the crypto capital of the world. Maybe that's why he's looking into buying Greenland, so we can run miners out there. If you're not familiar with a miner, they're basically ASIC computers. They do an ASIC computer is basically a machine that does only one thing and only one thing. It doesn't play videos. It doesn't play music. It doesn't do spreadsheets or anything. It just specifically designed to do one task, and the task is to what's the word? What's the word? To find out the answer. Okay, to find out the answer to a very complex mathematical formula. When a computer finds out the answer, what they do is they secure the network. And I don't want to get into too much of the stuff here, but I used to mine, so I know about this stuff. A lot of people don't anymore. They what, a miner? What's that? They use a lot of power. It creates a lot of heat, and these things are noisy because they got to be cooled, because they create so much heat deciphering, trying to solve this mathematical equation that to get a reward of a block in the crypto, like for instance in the Bitcoin chain. And it takes a lot of power to solve, a lot of computing power to solve these equations, and a lot of electricity. Cryptocurrency, a lot of them they're not very environmental friendly, shall we say, except stuff like XLM, GXLM. They don't, it's a green, it's a different system, and it's super quick. They don't use, they do that to secure the network. So, it's become so that they use a lot of power. And so cooling power, you need air conditioners to cool these machines because they run so hot. So the machine is using electricity, and then you gotta cool them off. And air conditioning in Greenland, you got free air conditioning basically, and perhaps very cheap power if you can source the power out there somehow. I don't know. So that might be what's behind the thing. I mean, we have Alaska. It's just that you come up with a lot of these. There's a lot of land out there, guys, and these environmental people. They don't want any going into places like Alaska or Canada. It's like for whatever reason. Anyways, I'm surprised that the market is. I think it's up right now a little bit. It's like 50 points up. It's about noon right now. And I'm surprised that the markets did not go, did not respond to what he is proposing. And the same thing with crypto. It's like, it didn't respond well. Then again, crypto is international. It's not just the United States. It's heavy. It's all over the world. All over the world heavy. So maybe, what President says, the crypto markets they don't care too much. So that's all I gotta say. I hope you learned something. And I've done videos about this before, and these things are expected, and just let them ride. Let them ride. That's what I'm doing, and it's fine. It's fine. Like I say, I'm still. If you've watched my videos in the past, I have been trying to move into the natives, and right now, I don't think that I'm going to be moving. It should be, I should be okay with these. When they kick off and they take off, it's like all those people that sold out, they're gonna be saying, "Oh, okay, I'm in," and they're gonna be coming in like crazy. And they're unfortunately they probably lost. They're gonna lose. When you bail out, you end up losing. You end up losing time. You gotta catch up. Yeah. So, and some people just don't never learn. They just always go the wrong way, always. But you know what I do. I'm of the Austrian economics thought here, and I'm into long-term things. This is a short-term thing. For a year, a couple of years, maybe 3 years, maybe 5 years. Yeah. Okay. Talk to you guys later.